This story by Recipe Muted. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother's girlfriend the real reason my brother wants a paternity test is because he's telling her something else? My brother may be one of the dumbest people alive. I watch a lot of reality TV shows, and last month I was watching episodes on YouTube of a show called Divorce Court and Paternity Court. My brother came into the living room while I was watching the latter, and we started watching together. We had a mini competition to see if we could guess if the guy in question is or isn't the father. He kept saying things like, "The baby looks just like him. Look at the ears, nose, that's his kid." And other things like that, and when the result would come back that the guy isn't the father, he would be so shocked. Or if it was between two different men, he would choose the guy that he thought resembled the baby more, and when it would be the other guy's kid, he was awestruck. I explained to him that you can't just go off facial features to determine paternity, but it is a good indicator. That was like a month ago. My brother's girlfriend called my mum recently crying, saying that my brother was having doubts that their 5-year-old daughter is his, and, well, that for the past few weeks he's been distant with the both of them. This was news to all of us. I called my brother and asked him what was up. He said he just wants 100% proof his daughter is his. I asked him where this was coming from, and he said nowhere. I said that my niece looks just like him and our family, and then he said that I'm a hypocrite because I had told him you can't go off looks to determine DNA. Then I put two and two together and realized this was stemming from us watching that paternity show. So, because he kept guessing wrong, he thinks he was wrong in his daughter being his. I told him, did his dumb butt tell that to his girlfriend? And he actually admitted that instead of that, he told her that her ex called and said that he was sleeping with her the night before she was meant to conceive. So she gives in to the test because he knows his own real reasoning is dumb. I hung up and called my sister-in-law to tell her the real reason. And, well, my brother called me, cussing me out because she refuses to take the test he ordered online, and now is taking him to court for a court-ordered test, along with child support because she's breaking up with him. He told me I ruined his life because now this DNA test comes with a cost of monthly child support, when before she was willing to take the test to prove him she wasn't cheating. So are they the a-hole for leaking out the truth to the sister-in-law? Nata. He should stop watching TV shows if he's going to get suspicious of someone all the time. Going against the grain here, Yata, because it's none of your business what your brother does. You should have let them figure it out themselves, but you inserted yourself into the situation. I don't know why it's such a big deal if a man wants to know if a child is really his. It happens more often than you think that it's not. Now the kid gets to grow up with split-up parents. You're the a-hole. You betrayed your brother and fricked up his life. It really doesn't get more cut and dry than this. Yeah, he's a bit daft. He shouldn't have lied. But why would you want to cause so much trouble for him? I also don't see the big deal about a paternity test. If it were me, I would just calmly state, I made an appointment to confirm my paternity of our daughter for next Tuesday. Or, if I thought my woman was going to fly off the handle about it, then I would just do the test and not bother telling her. She has no right to know or interfere. For what it's worth, I would always do a paternity test before allowing my name to be put on the birth certificate, just to have that document as proof, even if I had no suspicions whatsoever. Not the a-hole. Your brother ruined his relationship, not you. Good for you for not allowing him to lie to her, and accuse her of cheating, since he falsely claimed he got a call from her ex. You did the right thing. She deserves better. Not the a-hole accusing your significant other of over 5 years of cheating, going distant with an innocent 5-year-old and girlfriend suddenly, and demanding a paternity test put huge fractures in the foundation of their relationship. He did this to himself. Instead of dealing with his own fear and paranoia before lying to his girlfriend and taking it out on her and the child, he did the dumbest possible thing. He has no one to blame but himself. He's taking it out on you because it's easier than admitting that he was a— Hey, don't use my name in vain. Everyone sucks here. Shame on all of you saying not the a-hole. The bro is clearly not the sharpest tool in the shed. He should have already married his girlfriend after 5 years and a baby. He should have asked for the paternity test 5 years ago had he any doubts at the time. He also lied to his girlfriend about why he wanted the test. That's on him. But what I understand from OP is that OP's bro wanted a paternity test. Then OP called him up and asked why. He says he just wants to be sure, obviously because he has doubts. However, OP learns that bro lied to his girlfriend about why he wanted the test. In the ensuing argument, bro calls OP a hypocrite and cites the TV show as reference. OP goes on to assume bro is only asking for the test because he wants to prove a stupid point. OP tries to control the situation, which is not OP's business to control, by telling bro's girlfriend that OP's assumption regarding bro's motives as though it were fact. This starts a chain of events that eventually lead to bro being screwed out of his paycheck and fulfillment as a father, instead of having a chance to be an involved father without court reference for the next 13 years. OP could have had the conversation with bro as any caring sibling should do, but there was never any reason OP should have told bro's girlfriend about any of it. What the brother told OP was in confidence. OP should have never shared that info, but the fact that the result was catastrophic to brother makes it far worse. I would also like to point out that since brother's girlfriend initially agreed to take the test based on the lie, which was that her ex told the bro that they had been sleeping together just before the brother, pretty much confirms that they had been. On that last note, no. It just confirms that she thought he had a reason to get the test, something other than assuming out of nowhere that she cheated on him. Yeah, you do realize the girlfriend dumped the brother because he massively lied to her, right? If the brother had been upfront and honest about why he wanted the test instead of lying like that, she more than likely would have just taken the test to assuage him. If he was willing to lie about something like this, what else is he willing to lie about? Probably a few other petty things that aren't as sociopathic in nature that you're trying to imply. I have to agree that everyone does suck here. Sure, the brother made a stupid attempt at trying to just, relieve his anxiety. But if OP had any intentions other than to shame their brother, they wouldn't have dobbed on them like a school kid. And if the OP is so much more clever than their brother like they seem to imply, they'd have known there'd be such a negative reaction from the girlfriend. I know I'm probably overlooking something here, but come on, OP knew what they were doing. This story by Blank Didden. Am I the a-hole for selling my divorced spouse's instruments? We had a pretty bad divorce. We went really petty about the whole thing, and I ended up with some of their stuff, and they got some of my stuff. At some point, I ended up selling two to help pay for some medical bills. Each netted me a couple of grand each. Recently, we've been more amiable, and they asked me if I still had the instruments. Apart from those two, I still had them all. Never used them, and they'd be sitting in their cases for the past decade or so. Anywho, they wanted to buy them all back, and I told them about selling two of them, and they got pretty ticked off. One of the sold ones was pretty special for some reason or another. I don't know why, since I told them to call me back when they calmed down, since they were crying and cursing me out about the whole thing. I didn't know much about their instruments when we were married. Weren't really communicative at all, and don't know when I actually sold them. Am I the a-hole? Everyone sucks here. I'm not sure how you ended up with their valuable, sentimental instruments, but considering they were your ex's and not actually yours before the divorce, the decent thing to do would ask them if they wanted to buy them first. On the flip side, your ex could also communicate how important they were. But seeing as you guys had a nasty divorce, I can only imagine the communication was pretty null. Wait, you've been divorced for a decade? That was my question. If the ex-spouse was looking for them after 10 years, well, then the OP is not the a-hole. Yet you were divorced. The courts gave you the instruments, they were yours. If your ex wanted them, they should have fought harder for them. You had bills to pay. I'd have sold them all, to be honest. Nata, if you were newly divorced, I might have ruled different, but the mere fact that you have been divorced for a decade or more absolves you of any guilt over selling some of these things you got in the divorce to pay for bills, or, hell, even if you use the money to travel or buy a TV. It's possible your ex had some sort of sentimental attachment to the two you sold, or one of the two, but the fact is, you've been divorced for 10 years, and these things were yours to do with you as please years ago. Nah, you're a total a-hole, especially because you tried to say, I had medical bills, to make it seem like you were justified in just screwing them over. I suppose it does depend on what the medical bills were exactly. I mean, were they emergency medical bills, or was it more just getting something done? They could be really twisting the facts here. But even then, 10 years! Your ex should have made it clearer they were after them still. But then again, was communication even possible at the time? I feel like if they did reach out, they would have at least mentioned it in the post, so I'm gonna stick with Natar for now. But hey, what do you think? Hello? No, don't be scared, it's just me, the face with the voice. Absolutely love you that you are watching my stuff, but I just don't feel you are expressing it enough to me. I was thinking if we could spice things up and maybe like and subscribe. Make me go crazy for you. Crossing into OnlyFans territory there. But yeah, if you could show your support, that'd be great. Down boy. Yeah, next story. This story by Baba Ganoush. Am I the a-hole for not dating a man shorter than me? I recently went on a Bumble date. He had super swiped me. I thought he was good looking, but noticed he hadn't posted his height. I'm 5'8" for reference. I figured he noticed my stats since he had super swiped. He offered to take me to a nice restaurant and was a perfect gentleman. Ordered for me, funny, kind, successful, and we had a lot of things in common. As we finished our meal, which I offered to pay half for, I got up to go to the restroom. He needed to go too, and that's when I realized he was about 5'5". I hadn't realized he was this height because when he arrived, I was already seated and looking at my menu. He sat down as I looked up to say hello. I don't mind dating someone who's at least my height, but, am I the a-hole? Natar, you're allowed to have a preference for taller guys, or a preference against shorter guys in this case, since you'd be okay with dating someone the same height as you. It's not like you're saying you need some buff 6'5" guy. Just don't be an A to him about it. Yatar, if that's the only thing wrong with him. You can have preferences. But this is such a trivial thing, not even that much of a difference. It's exceedingly shallow. No a-holes here. He's clearly not being an a-hole here, so not the a-hole isn't the appropriate tag. The only question is whether you are being one, and I would say no. Physical attributes are a significant part of attraction. Nah, if you want someone your height or more, that's fine. He's not an a-hole for not mentioning his height though. It's just incompatibility. I would consider if it really bothers you, as you seem to get on, but if it does, move on quickly. I like to agree with that first comment. You're allowed to have standards and preferences, but you're not allowed to shame and belittle people who don't meet those preferences. But also, you should always encourage yourself to treat your preferences as a guide, because reality is you're never going to meet your perfect match. And I can guarantee most cases of your preferences are more so due to your own insecurities or needs of a higher social status. Reality is, some people out there date people to make themselves feel more attractive. And the more attractive your partner is, the more attractive you feel as a result. It's this subconscious message in your head that says, yes, I got this hot person, therefore I'm hot as well. And in reality, you're not actually that compatible with them, and as a result are, unintentionally, using them for your own benefit. I think that's something OP needs to be certain of when it comes to their preference for taller men. And I say that for the guys as well when it comes to their preferences for a skinny, curvy, busty woman. Of course, there is that biological drive that influences these, standards, but make sure it's just that influences it, and not so much your need to feel attractive. Overall, I still agree, no a-holes here, as it doesn't seem she actually said to him that he was less of a man in her eyes because of his height. Because, once again, you're allowed to have those preferences of yours. And fact is, as long as you make that clear, you're in the clear. That does us for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking at my face right now, that means you liked this video. So all I appreciate is if you would like the video back. Because if you like it, then I'll like you for liking the video, and then I can make more stuff for you to like that you can like. And it'll be just a constant cycle of never-ending pain and suffering. So don't do it alone. Suffer with me. I don't know where I was going with that. If you haven't subscribed but you want to see some more content, then please, what are you waiting for? Click that notification bell so you're always updated on the latest content. And hey, why not check out some other videos while you're here? But anyway, that does me for today. Thank you again for watching. You're an amazing person. I love rambling at you, and I look forward to you staring at me beyond the abyss again soon. I can't close well. Don't at me, okay? My name's been Jack. Bye-bye. You're amazing. See ya.